For 6 videos, we've broken down the bets, the run line, the total, the first 5, NRFI, strikeouts, and home runs. Every single time, I told you the same thing. Convert the price, bet the gap. Today, I finally show you exactly how. This is the skill that sits underneath every other episode. How odds actually work, what the VIG is really costing you, and how to turn any price into a probability in your head. Once this clicks, you stop reading odds like a menu and you start reading them like the book does. It's 2 languages in one price. American odds come in 2 flavors, and they're just 2 ways of saying the same thing. A minus number is the favorite. Minus 150 means you risk 150 to win 100. A plus number is the underdog. Plus 150 means you risk 100 to win 150. Minus is the price of something likely. Plus is the payout on something less likely. That's the whole language. Now, every price is a probability. Here's the part most bettors never learn. Every price on the board is really a percentage. The book is telling you how often it thinks its bet cashes. For a plus number, the math is 100 divided by the odds plus 100. Plus 200 is 100 over 300. That's about 33%. 1 in 3. For a minus number, you flip it. The odds divided by the odds plus 100. Minus 110 comes out to about 52%. Learn to see the percentage, not the number. The VIG is the tax. Now the part the book doesn't advertise. Take a coin flip market, both sides priced at minus 110. Each side implies about 52%, but add them together and you don't get 100, you get about 105. That extra 5% is the VIG, the juice, the house tax baked into every price. The probabilities are inflated on purpose, so the book collects whether the bet wins or loses. Strip the juice. So the price the book shows you is not the true chance. It's the true chance plus the tax. To find the real number, you strip the juice out. Say a favorite is minus 150, the other side plus 130. Those imply about a 60-43%. Together 103. Divide each one by that total and you rescale back to 100. The favorite's true chance isn't 60, it's about 58. And that 58 is the book's honest opinion. That's the number you're actually betting against. The break-even line. Now, every price also sets a bar, the win rate you need just to break even. At minus 110, that bar is about 52.5%. Win exactly that often and you make nothing. Win less and you lose money over time, even on nights that feel like wins. This is why picking winners isn't enough. The price decides how often you have to be right. Bet the gap. Here's where it all comes together. You strip the VIG and you get the book's true number. Then you build your own number. From everything these 6 videos taught you, power, park, weather, pace, matchup, form, if your probability is clearly higher than the fair price, you have an edge. That is the difference. It's the only reason to place a bet. You're never betting on a team or a total or a home run. You're betting the gap between your number and theirs. Shop every price. One more habit that costs you nothing and pays forever. The same bet is priced differently at every sports book. One has it at minus 110, another minus 105. That gap is VIG you don't have to pay. Taking the better number every single time is free money most bettors leave on the table. Never bet the first price you see. Do it in your head. Don't need a calculator for this. You need a ladder. Plus 110 is 50%. Plus 200 is about 33. Plus 300 is 25. Plus 400, 20%. Anchor these 4 and you can price almost any bet in a few seconds, right at the counter before you ever tap the button. Let's look at a live demo on Heater and we'll see how some of this works. So here's exactly what we're talking about. In the Tigers Orioles game, the Tigers are minus 142 on the money line, the Orioles are plus 120. That's a solid lean in favor of Detroit. So now what we're looking at is I'm not going to go into the elements, but we go to the pitching, bullpen, team form, batting. But this is what we're talking about for the value check. It's where it gets tricky because the Heater model gives the Tigers a 53.7 win probability, but the market is pricing them at 58.7. That's roughly a 5-point gap against the Tigers, meaning Detroit is slightly overpriced relative to what the model sees, even though they're a heavy favorite to win the game. The Orioles at plus 120 is 45.5% implied versus the model's 46.3, which gives Baltimore a tiny sliver of value. Not enough to flip the recommendation towards the Tigers, but enough to call this a fair price at best for the Detroit backers. So where it looks like, Detroit's a heavy favorite and they're would be normally a great bet without the tax. It's just there's no value there because what we talked about, the tax, the vig, is being really applied on the Detroit side. So that takes it from a screaming play to not enough value here. So that's the engine under every bet. Odds are just probabilities wearing a costume. Convert the price, strip the vig, and bet only when your number beats the books. Every episode finally speaks the same language. Heater does the math for you automatically on every game, every night. The link's in the description. And here's where we go next. Now you can find the edge. The last piece is what do you do with it? Next time, bankroll and bet sizing. How much to actually put on each bet, how to size your edges, how to survive the cold streaks that wipe out almost everybody. Finding the edge is half the game. Not going broke is the other half. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you in the next one.